So Cooper Yule is going to be the first man to face Jorgensen here in the bottom of the fourth. A 1-0 lead for the Riptide. 1 run on 5 hits compared to the SoCal Catch. No runs on 1 hit. The only problem is that the Riptide haven't been able to string those 5 hits together. They've been doubled off, caught stealing, and they've left a couple runners on as well. The first pitch to Yule, low and away with a breaking ball, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery from Jorgensen. Fastball looked like it was off the plate from here, but the umpire calls it a strike. 1-1. Of course, Cooper Yule, as I've mentioned, from LMU. That's where his sister goes as well. He swings at the 1-1 pitch and bloops it down the right field line. That's going to fall for a base hit. Yule took a big turn around first, but holds up. A couple of the Riptide players egging them on to try for a second, but hey, he's pretty smart out there. Did not want to test the arm of the right fielder, Seminaris. In the first game of the series, Seminaris actually threw somebody out at third from left field. And he actually made a very smart play as well. He pretended like he was bobbling a ball in left. And that caused Polshin to think about rounding second and heading for third. But of course, he saw right through the clever disguise by Seminaris, who was playing left field, and did not try it. First pitch that Andrews sees is fouled off on the right side, out of play, 0-1. Andrews, of course, the only RBI in this game, a sacrifice fly back in the bottom of the second to score Jake Polshin. Actually turned into a double play after Polshin got a little bit confused, started heading toward third, didn't think the line drive was going to be caught. Here, Andrews lines it down right field, slicing just foul, about two feet off the right field line. You could hear there, that was funny. Cooper Yule started rounding second, wasn't looking back, just headed toward third, put his head down, and you could hear the Riptide dugout going 4-4-4, telling Yule to round third and go home, even though they all knew the ball was fouled by that point. That just goes to show Riptide, great chemistry. They're also a very vocal dugout. Even when they're losing, they're very motivating of their teammates. You can always hear them cheering them on. They're a little bit rivaled by the Conejo Oaks, I must say, in terms of loudness in the dugout. Actually, last time the Oaks were here, they got a warning from an umpire for being so loud. Andrews swings and misses on the fastball outside. He goes down swinging. First out of the inning. So Paul Gomez gets a chance with a man on. Andrews so close to his first hit since the All-Star break. With that line drive down the right field line. Just a couple feet away from being a double and possibly scoring a run. Because Yule has good wheels. Does have a stolen base in this game. We could see him go here. It's the 8th spot, Paul Gomez. First pitch to Gomez was on the outside corner, 0-1. Pickoff attempt. Yule slides back in safely, gets a little dirty. Gomez last year spent some time in the Great Lakes League in Michigan. He says he much prefers sunny California to the summers in Michigan, which can get a little groggy. Of course, Detroit, a very industrial city, causes a lot of smog around that area. The 0-1 from Gomez. Gets away from the catcher, Soria. Yule will take second. He'll take a couple feet, turn around second, and just head back. 1-1, nice take by Gomez. Yule was actually going on that one, so it counted as a stolen base rather than a wild pitch. He was just lucky it got so far away from Soria. Soria has thrown out a runner on the day. Fletcher tried to take a base back in the first. It was a good time to try for a steal. Of course, 2 outs and your fourth hitter up at the plate would have led off the next inning with 4-5-6. Another breaking ball that falls low and away. This time it's blocked by Soria. Count goes to 2-1 with only 1 out. So a base hit here likely to score Yule. Gomez not getting a lot of hard contact lately. He has gotten a little lucky with a couple bloop hits as well. Looking to break out of the little funk he's been in. The 2-1. Swung on and drilled right back to the pitcher. Now Yule's in the pickle. They threw it to third. 5, 4, 1, and they're going to tag Yule. Yule tries to slide, and it sort of takes out Jorgensen as well. But Yule is out. Meanwhile, Gomez moves on to second, so the fielder's choice keeps a man in scoring position, but there are 2 away. So Yule got a little greedy there, expecting Jorgensen to just throw the first immediately, but Jorgensen very aware of his surroundings. That's what you need when you're a superhero, and he's been pretty good on the mound this season. So just sort of knew what was happening, saw that Yule was trying to take third, and caught him out in no man's land. So Gomez standing on second after the fielder's choice. That was the classic 5-4-1 that you see every now and again in the major leagues. First pitch to Williams. Williams takes a fastball up high, 1-0. Last time Williams was up, he swung at the very first pitch he saw and flew out to Seminaris out in right. That ended the second, the 1-run second for the Riptide. They have 6 hits in the ballgame. There's a fastball that hits the outside corner, 1-1. Home plate umpire seemingly liking that outside corner of the right-handed hitters. He's been calling that all day. From my angle, it looks a little bit outside. Waiting on deck, the top of the lineup, Tate Shaw. Gomez did exactly what he needed to do, and that being not hit into a double play, force Jorgensen to have to face the top of your lineup next time they come up. So Jackson Williams looking to drive in that runner from second, though. The count is 2-1. If he could walk, Shaw is 0 for 2. The 2-1 delivery. Fastball up high, 3-1. We're in the hitter's count. The 3-1. Swung on and drilled in the left field, but right at the shortstop Whitcomb. I shouldn't have said into left field. It was stopped nicely by Whitcomb, who only had to take a couple steps to his right to catch the hard line drive that was actually sinking a little bit as well. So a good defensive play holds the Riptide at no runs across this half inning. They still lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the 5th on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Oefling. Stay tuned. And bottom third of the lineup due up against Juan Cortina, who returns out to the mound for his 5th inning of work. He's only allowed 1 run, but has walked a couple. He faced a little bit of difficulty in the third, but worked his way through it. And other than that, he's been absolutely lights out. Other than the third, he's seen 9 and he's sent down 9. So Tyler Fisher coming up to the plate. He walked his first time up. First pitch he sees is a fastball outside corner, 0-1. Fisher, 220 average coming in today with a couple of doubles, 3 to be exact. Not exactly the fastest person you'll ever see. That's why he plays the power positions, first base, third base, and catcher. Doesn't like to strike out. He's done it a little bit more often than he'd like to this season, but during his college career, he's tended to strike out less than he's been showing thus far. He's very patient at the plate, but the count's 1-2 right now. Cortina looking to get that strikeout. The 1-2 delivery. In the dirt, good block from Ewell. 2-2. And Ewell looks very dirty. You could tell when he was just walking back to home plate there. He slid back a couple times. Does not mind a second dose of laundry. Doesn't mind 2 washes to have to get all the stains out of that one. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Out of play. 1-2. The count remains. But Ewell. A lot of people like to say that the dirtier a player gets, it shows the more he appreciates the game of baseball and the more he likes working with his hands. He's not afraid to get a little dirty. I disagree. I think that the passion of baseball is shown by how you play. And I don't think there's a single player on the Riptide who doesn't enjoy this game of baseball just from watching him play. And, of course, you want to be playing at this level as Cortina gets Fisher to swing and miss, strike 3. Of course, they're playing at this level. You can't dislike the game. But every one of them just seems to absolutely love it. And I think Cooper Ewell embodies that. I think he's the most physical, somebody you can see it just very clearly when he plays. And you could just look at him after a game and you could tell he enjoys it. He's always smiling. He's got a couple stains, maybe a little blood dripping from how hard he was going. I was exaggerating a little bit there, but you get the point. First pitch to Soria was down low, 1-0. And the second pitch is popped up on the right side, moving toward the catch dugout is Polshin, and it is just a couple feet too far inside the dugout. A couple of the catch players moving away from the ball there, but Polshin not able to get it. It will be 1-1. We've seen Polshin only play first and third. Made an error in the first game of the series. A throw from Logan Polshin will allow a run to come across later. The 1-1. Swung on and missed by Soria. Good pitch, a 2-seam fastball. Soria swung over the top of it, 1-2. Of course, Soria is 1 for 1. Only hit for the catch in this ballgame. Here he grounds it to the left side. Diving effort by Polshin from his knee. The stretch by Polshin is not enough. He couldn't gather the ball, so Soria, another base hit. He is 2 for 2, and coming into today, he had the lowest average on the catch. But here, he has the only 2 hits. Yeah, coming into today, the closest was Jim Jeffries after him. He's appeared in 11 games, and he's been hitting 147. Soria coming into today batting 63. But he is 2 for 2, working that average back up, trying to get out of that little funk. He might get some more starts if he keeps this up. First pitch to Nate Pacoda was up high, 1-0. Pacoda, 155 average coming into today. Only 1 extra base hit, a double, and came toward the beginning of the CCL season. The 1-0, down low, 2-0. Soria, not the person you would expect to steal. Short lead off of first. In the pitch. Just low once again right there. I thought that was going to be the first strike of the at-bat, but instead it goes 3-0. Pacoda can afford to be very, very patient. Cortina. That's the first base runner he's allowed outside of the third. The 3-0. Inside corner, 3-1. Pacoda thought that was ball 4. From here, it looked like it was a little bit inside as well. But a big strikeout, a big strike zone, I should say, being used by the home plate umpire. Pickoff attempt there. Soria gets back without having to get dirty. Only 1 out. Looking for that double play. The top of the lineup waits on deck. The 3-1 outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk is going to put 2 men on with only 1 away for the top of the lineup, Graham Robbins. Robbins, no batting gloves needed. I like seeing that. There are a lot of players in the CCL. Mitch Andrews, one of them, I see. Of course, Graham Robbins, we're seeing it right now, but no batting gloves needed by these tough CCL players. You rarely see it in the majors these days. The one that comes to mind is Will Myers, the first baseman for the San Diego Padres. And it just goes to show, you don't need all this fancy equipment to be a solid ball player like Robbins, Andrews, or Will Myers is. 1-0 pitch, outside corner with a fastball, 1-1. You don't need it all the time. And yes, of course, your hands are going to get stung every now and again, but Andrews and Robbins have shown that they are tough enough to handle that. Not like me. I could barely handle that when I played baseball. The 1-1 pitch runs inside. Robbins was bunting there, pulled it back just in time. Wouldn't that have been a shame if he continued to bunt and then ran in and hit him? So Cortina, just like in his last start, seemingly very, very strong, but finding a little bit of trouble every now and again. And just like Cortina did against the Blues, he sent down a bunch in a row, but still managed to hit 2 batters. And now you're going to go out and talk to Cortina. He's going to face Toby Johnson with the bases loaded. It's the first time Robbins has gotten on base. Excuse me, it's actually the second time. He walked his second time up. Johnson has not reached base yet. And with only 1 away and the bases loaded, he's going to be looking for a ground ball to one of his infielders right now. Polshin playing pretty much on the grass. Polson just to the left of third base. It'd be his left, all right. Toby Johnson. First pitch he sees from Cortina. Swung on and popped up. It's going to be foul. A long run. And they're going to say that's fair. The throw is going to go to... So a little bit of confusion right now. Nobody knows what's going on. It looked foul from over here, but I guess the wind blew it back into fair territory. Of course, that wind always blowing back. So what happened there was it was a fly ball down the left field line. It bounced on the line. Nobody thought it was fair, but the runner from third, Soria, took home because he saw that it dropped, so he was just going to take home no matter what. Meanwhile, Pacoda, the man on second, was unsure if it was fair or foul, so he was standing in between second and third. The throw went to third. They tagged third for the force out. But the runner at first moved to second, and the runner at home moved to first. So the base hit, I'm not sure if we can even call that a base hit. Here's a high, deep fly ball to left field. Back, gone! A home run for Shea Whitcomb, a 3-run shot that breaks this tie ball game and puts the Catch up 4-1 in the top of the 5th. So Juan Cortina, after being so strong through the first 2 innings, has not been able to find his strut ever since, and now finds himself down by 3. However, the bases are empty, and he can work himself out of this nightmarish inning. And now Tiger Peterson going to go out and talk to Cortina. Bullpen is going for the Riptide. And I don't imagine they would take him out at this point, just trying to relax him a little bit and remind him that the bases are empty. The man in the bullpen working is Hunter Biggie. So they are going to let Cortina finish out this inning, which I imagine is a good choice. Not trying to waste an arm on only 1/3 of an inning here in the 5th. And they're going to allow him to get through this 5th inning. Still, the Riptide are leading in hits. They have 6 on the day. Meanwhile, the Catch only have 4. That 3-run home run is absolutely monumental. I would have put them up by itself. Or rather, the RBI fielder's choice by Johnson right before keeps it from being a grand slam. First pitch by Sandman, drilled to right center field, moving back onto Shaw. At the warning track, he makes the catch. So very close to being back-to-back jacks for the catch, but instead it's just a long, deep fly ball out. The Catch find themselves up 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth on the Orange County Riptide Network. They're going to look to try to backcourt team it up. We'll be right back. Home half of the fifth here at the University of Concordia in Irvine. Top of the lineup due up for the Riptide. They're going to face Hayden Jorgensen. And if you missed the top half of this inning, it's unfortunate for the Riptide. Find themselves down 4-1. First time they have trailed by more than 2. This first time this series. First pitch, Shaw sees, he grounds it to the second baseman Johnson and gets retired on 1 pitch. So Jorgensen finds himself with a very low pitch count thus far despite giving up 6 hits. That's going to bring up the 2 spot, Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield got on via an error last time up. Omar Ortiz tried to pick it off the dirt. It was a little bit of a tricky hop, but it got through into left field, and they've actually replaced him since. He's no longer at third. First pitch to Greenfield, taken, 0-1. I'll let you know who that is at third as soon as I get word. The 0-1 pitch is skied right behind home plate, trying to give chase is Soria, but it will end up out of play, and count will go 0-2. Riptide looking to climb back in this one. I haven't had to say that a lot this year. I've mentioned how big this game is. Of course, they are facing the Catch, who are last in the Southern Division, second to last in the entire CCL, and they need this win if they want a chance to get the #1 seed when it comes playoff time. They've beaten them 5 straight contests. The 0-2 is outside, 1-2. So Greenfield digs back in, awaiting the pitch from Jorgensen. Jorgensen kicks, fires, and it's a breaking ball. And it looks like Jorgensen might have been a little off balance there, didn't get his footing, sort of fell off a little funky. He seems to be all right. And it's 2-2, the count's even. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. A dribbler straight at home plate. Stays 2-2. Greenfield doing a nice job staying alive. The 2-2. Fouled once again by Greenfield. Greenfield doesn't strike out very much. On the season, he's only struck out 11 times in 67 plate appearances. He's actually walked more than he's struck out. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Whitcomb. Tricky hop, but he gets in, throws on the first to get Greenfield by a step. 2 away. So now 2 outs. It's going to bring up the 3 spot, Dominic Fletcher. And I've talked about how loud the Riptide dugout can get and how they like to joke around with everybody. Right now, nobody is up on the fence. They're just sitting underneath that easy up. They don't like this. They're down by 3. They haven't been down a lot this season. hence why they have a 20-8 record. They're not used to this. Of course, still, they always have hope. That's why they're one of the best. That's why I enjoy calling games for them. Because no matter how far down they are, they can always seem to come back. They're one of those teams who at any point in the game, no matter how big the elephant they face, they can swallow it. Whole sometimes. 0-1 is the count to Fletcher. The lefty Fletcher swings and misses a big cut trying to knock a run off that deficit they face. 0-2 now. 0-2 is the count to Fletcher, who swings and fouls it off to the left side, out of play. Count remains 0-2. Four to 1, the Catch lead, a 3-run homer by Shea Whitcomb. It was the big shot. The 0-2 is grounded, a soft ground ball to the third baseman, who has it on 2 hops and throws on the first to retire Fletcher. So a quick 3-up, 3 down after the 4-run top of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th with the Riptide down. Don't get used to it, everybody. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. New pitcher in for the Riptide after a 4-run 5th inning off of Juan Cortina. It's going to be Hunter Biggie who comes in to relieve the starter. He's going to be facing Omar Ortiz. Will be the first man up. First pitch he sees. Swung on and missed. It's actually not Omar Ortiz. I talked about him getting taken out of the game and being replaced. And it's Mitch Booman now. So Booman taking his first hacks. First pitch he saw was a ball. The second pitch he sees is also a ball. It's 2-0. Now the first 2 pitches from Biggie out of the bullpen are out of the zone. We're in the top of the 6th here. A 4-1 lead for the Catch. The 2-0. Swung on and missed. A big cut from Booman. 2-1. That seemed to be a 2-seam fastball. Over the top of it went Booman. Biggie has gone 8 2/3 this year. Has actually played a little bit of every position. He's caught a little bit, caught a lot in high school. He's played at first, he's played at third. We've seen him play in left field even. Jackson Williams catches that pop-up. Easy doing, 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Biggie's been pretty good at 2.8 ERA. But the real story behind him is that I don't know what it is, but every time I see BP, Biggie is out there taking BP with all the position players, and he's taking ground balls as well over at third base from Will Tomlinson and Kazakamatsu, who are normally the pitchers who swing and hit ground balls to the fielders while BP is going on. And not only that, but I've seen Biggie take BP in the cages off a tee before games. So looking at that, I expected him to see a lot more play in maybe even close games for the Riptide out in the field. But, of course, now he's pitching. But look forward to that in the future, seeing Biggie out there. He's been a marvel to watch out in the field, yet to record a hit for the Riptide thus far. But still, it's always good to see somebody there. He's a multifaceted player. That's what you call somebody who with multiple tools, somebody who can pitch and be in the field. That one gets to the backstop away from Mule, but it was ball 4. So we'll walk to Anthony Seminaris. Puts a man on with only one away for Tyler Fisher. So Biggie went down 2-0 to the first batter he saw, Mitch Booman. And here he walks Seminaris. It's not what you want to see if you're Peterson. You're putting your trust in your man out of the bullpen, trying to keep this game as close as possible. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Gomez. They have a chance for a double play. 6, 4, 3, double play for the Riptide. So a nice job. He walks one and immediately negates it with a double play to the shortstop, Gomez. Good defensive effort. They come back after that 4-1 fifth and put up a goose egg. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th. The Riptide trail 1-4 on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael.